Welcome, we are starting the day right with some instant coffee, which may or may not give me some anxiety. We are making soup today, one of my favorite things to prepare. Very simply, we're taking good wine and combining it with some good chicken stock. Venturing to the freezer to grab some scraps from past recipes, we're good to go. We take our frozen chicken and turkey bones and we need to bring this up to a simmer. However, I don't have enough purified water and I'm not going to stand around staring at this. I'd like to show you one of my favorite breakfast vegan it's a banana peanut butter honey sandwich. It's delicious. However, there are some crucial elements to make this sandwich kick ass, and that starts with taking the cinnamon, honey, and peanut butter and mixing it all up together. No honey on top, no peanut butter on top. It's all nice and mixed up. Slice up the banana and, put it on the bread and you have a delicious freaking sandwich. One of my all-time favorites. It's time to chop up our vegetables. 2 celery stalks, roughly chopped, our baby carrots, which I'm trying to equivalent to 2 big carrots, if that's a word. 1 onion, roughly chopped, nothing fancy, and 2 to 3 cloves of garlic crushed. I figure I need to season my entire kitchen, so we send these peppercorns everywhere, but after a little cleanup, we have all our prep ready to go. Bouquet garni, some thyme leaves, all of our vegetables, and about a teaspoon of black peppercorns. Our water has finally filtered, and while waiting for this to come up to a simmer, I clean the kitchen. I find cleaning isn't always 100% of a fix for anxiety, but it definitely helps by getting my body moving and getting my mind off of the past or the future, neither of which I am living in. Our stock is coming up to a simmer, and it's time to now skim the quote impurities. Something I learned about these impurities is it's not that they're harmful for you, it's just that they can cloud up the stock. Next, tossing in our aromatics and our vegetables, and I do ramp up the flavor by adding better than bouillon. Instead of adding salt, this will go in to further deepen our chickeny flavor. While that's doing its thing, I check some emails, begrudgingly view that I have jury duty coming soon, observe that cats are really weird but also funny at the same time. This is my other cat, Jacques. I have 2 if you haven't met them, Julia and Jacques. You may know why they're named what they're named. I'm not going to give it away though. Coming back to our stock about 2 hours later, things are starting to develop, but we still need more time to break down all of that collagen. Let's head out and go shopping for this expensive ass bottle of wine that Bourdain recommends, and also bring the camera with me because I forget sometimes. And here she is. I was pointed to the Bordeaux section, which is what the wine is called for in this recipe, and we spend all of $36. With our ingredients in tow, along with a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, it's time to check on our stock 4 hours later. It's right where I want it, and I can tell because the bones are just falling apart. There's not much stuck to them anymore, and the stock itself has that body that we so crave when we're trying to make a stock from scratch. You can see here as we're straining, it has an almost thickness to it. Unlike water, you can see it's a little silky looking. Giving this a taste, I'm pretty damn happy with it. We now have a quality stock to go along with a quality wine for this soup. Getting all of our gear ready, let's make this thing. It's simple. There's like 1 paragraph, 1 page. I love it. First, I have to try this wine. Whipping out probably the most Mitch thing ever, taking a Walt Disney cup way back when from McDonald's, still sold them apparently. Giving this a taste. I do not know good alcohol, and I think right here was one of my first tastes at what is possible. In a medium saucepan, we are going to bring all but about a cup's worth of wine from this bottle to a rolling boil. This will do its thing for about 5 minutes, and then in the meantime, we can gather our prep. As you can see, 4 or 5 items, and we're ready to rock. Pulling our wine off the heat, it's time to bring the jumbo pot to the party. 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Over medium heat, we're going to melt this down. And I should have waited more, but I added 1 cup of our chopped up bacon. The idea to sweat this down and get a little browning should take about 5 to 10 minutes. Once we're happy with that Maillard reaction, we go in with 5 leeks chopped up into about 1/4 inch dices. Follow this up with 1 onion finely chopped, and we're going to sweat this down for about 4 to 5 minutes. I give a pinch of salt just to extract some moisture out, so we make sure to scrape up all that lovely fond at the bottom of the pan. Our stock has since cooled down, and this is what it looks like when it has a really nice solid amount of gelatin. We need 3 cups of this stuff, and I'm pretty excited because I've never successfully converted so much collagen into gelatin before. The vegetables are looking nice and translucent. Let's add 2 tablespoons of flour, cooking this for about 2 minutes. And I always like to wait until we have a nice little layer of buildup at the bottom of our pan for added flavor. Then we go in with our wine, which has reduced. Whisk this up into a really odd looking muddy mixture of wine and vegetables. And then we add our meat jello. That just looks really funny to me. I don't know why. We whisk this up up and then bring it to a boil, let it hang out at a simmer with our added bouquet garni. This is going to cook for 45 minutes and we are finished. It's time to remove that bouquet garni and try this thing out. Now, the reason we reserve some of that wine is because the recipe calls for a splash towards the end, which I find pretty interesting, as if there wasn't enough wine flavor here. Top with some croutons, which end up soaking into the broth and looking kind of weird and red. Finish with some parsley and give it a try. I had a hunch this was going to taste good, especially to accommodate the weather we've been having, but holy crap, the flavors were really nice, I think in part from the stock and the wine we used. Similar vibes as the Soup Au Vin I made a while back. As usual, I have another video here to your right if you'd like to hang out some more, see some other things that I am making, what I'm getting into. Thank you for spending your time with me. This was Back to Bourdain.